Welcome back to FemWatch. In this episode, we're going to be looking at what are the best things going on in the feminist blogosphere. One of the most contentious issues in feminism in general, and not just in the feminist blogosphere, is sex worker rights. I'm not going to sit here and claim that I know everything there is to know about sex worker rights, or that I even know a lot about it, but I'm trying to understand. And one of the things that I do know about the feminist blogosphere is that there are numerous opinions about what is feminism, what is sex worker rights, and how do the two mesh together. This was taken from the words of Sokari, who blogs at blacklooks.org. What was supposed to be a show of political, social, and economic and creative solidarity was anything but that, as I witnessed acts of verbal and physical violence from one group of women against another. Ushers called in reinforcements to line up in front of the stage to prevent women from the various groups, such as the English Collective of Prostitutes, Women Against Rape, All Africa's Groups Campaign, and the Black Women's Rape Project and their supporters from accessing the stage to express their disgust with the organizers' decision. They were further prevented from using their loudspeaker system, and one of their members, who was filming, was attacked by another woman from the crowd. I witnessed all of the above, plus women shouting that the sex workers should not be allowed to speak, and one of them calling my friend a, quote, black bitch, end quote. I and my friends and colleagues left what had started out as a march of solidarity, or so we thought at the beginning, with not just a sense of frustration and disgust, but the realization that the words respect and solidarity were not in the vocabulary of some of the women attending the march and rally. Can you say that again? Okay. What? Andrea Smith. The Andrea Smith. This just in. If you log on to brownfemipower.com, you can get a full description of the ongoing events at the University of Michigan where Andrea Smith has been denied tenure. If you don't know who Andrea Smith is, here are just a few words, in my humble opinion, to sum up her work. Brilliant. Thought-provoking. Inspiring. Groundbreaking, phenomenal, wonderful, amazing, and to sum up this whole incident, outrageous. Do you know who Margaret B. Jones is? I sincerely hope that you don't, because Margaret B. Jones is actually a pseudonym. Her real name is Margaret Seltzer, or, as I would now call her, Margaret Sells Lies. Margaret Seltzer is actually now in the news for having written a memoir, which really should be filed under fiction, about her life as a half-white, half-Native American woman. And I think that the person who sums it up best is over at theangryblackwoman.wordpress.com, who gives a great feminist analysis for what this whole debacle is really about. And what does it mean when someone who was pretty much privileged and lied and took stories and stereotypes to really make money what all this really means and what this really means for feminism. So go to theangryblackwoman.wordpress.com for analysis. It is now one of my favorite times of the week. It is time for the weekly post of fantabulous feminist writing. Thank you. I'm just recognizing the great things that are out there in the feminist blogosphere, and trust me, there's a lot of fantastic things going on out there. So it's hard to pick, but a woman's got to do what a woman's got to do. And so I nominate Vox Ex Machina, who has this brilliant post called The Genocides That We Don't Talk About. And she talks about so many: the Black War, the Filipino-American War, the Armenian Genocide, Kosovo, Burundi, Rwanda. I mean, she talks about so many. And then she says at the end, these are just the ones I thought of at the top of my head. What kind of head does this woman have? That's freaking amazing. And she says that's just at the top of her head. What about the rest of her head? This woman's brilliant. And so, you owe her a click for this week. As I said, voxexmachina.wordpress.com. Congratulations. Well deserved. And as always, we always have to highlight some of the great comment people in the feminist blogosphere. I didn't have to look very far for, by far, the best comment that I could possibly find. It came actually from one of the people that watched the very first episode of FemWatch. Take a look. One problem I have, having known and worked with so many, I have difficulty thinking of Filipinos as people of color. In my experience, they are more assimilated than even the Greek Orthodox. Cooking, music, dance, language, faith, all under the same roof. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sudi's dad were a Knight of Columbus. Dad? Hey. It's me. I'm fine. Were you ever a Knight of Columbus? I wonder if Sudi even cooks chocolate meat. Or if she does the electric slide at parties. It's electric! And I can't count the number of Euro-American / Filipino-American couples I know. Minor piece of advice, Hector. In posts talking about calling out racism in the blogosphere, the best response does not involve a self-referential question about other people's identification as a person of color. Maybe assimilation is the wrong word.